This is Mike Roth. Welcome to the Open Forum in the Villages podcast. In this show, we're going to talk to leaders in the community, leaders of clubs, and interesting folks who live here in the villages to give a perspective of what's happening here in the villages and information that I think all villagers should have. We hope to add a new episode every Friday morning at 9 o'clock. This is Mike Roth. Thanks for listening to Open Forum in the Villages. This week's episode is a little bit late. It's been an extremely busy time. We have, in this episode, about 8 or 9 minutes worth of recordings from the Villages Newcomer meeting that happened on the 14th of October. And we're going to talk about some other stuff. But before we really get started, we have another joke for Evan. What do you get if you dip a baby cat in chocolate? A Kit Kat bar. I wanted to talk for a few minutes about some of the things that have happened in the last week or so. On October 15th, I had the third annual All-German Car Show at Harbor Hills Country Club. We had 101 cars registered, about 95 cars showed up. We had 11 vendors, and we had a phenomenal weather day. It was an absolutely fantastic show. The Villages All-German Band was there, and they played for the full 4 hours, and we had time to make some announcements and give away some excellent door prizes. We had 4 classes actually of German cars. We had the Mercedes, Porsche, and BMW classes, and then we had a 4th class for all other German cars. All other German cars class was won by an unusual gold, I call it a candy apple gold Opel 1976 two-door sports car. Very unusual car. And we're looking forward to a new and improved show for 2023. Stay tuned for more details. The Harbor Hills Country Club at the show had some fantastic food and some real German Oktoberfest beer. Coming up this week, on Friday, October 28th, we have a new improv show called Improv 2022. We have new players and some old players, some of our regular players coming back. We will have about 20 scenes in the show over 90 minutes. It's at 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at Rohan. Tickets are still available online at tinyurl.com/improv 10 28 22. Tickets are going to cost you $8, which is a $7 ticket plus a $1 service charge. There'll be no tickets available at the door. In about another week, we're going to begin the first of the 2 Podcasting 101 courses at the Enrichment Academy. The first course starts on November 3rd and the 10th, then the 17th at the Lake Meona Recreation Center from 1 in the afternoon to about 2:30. You don't need any computer experience. You don't need to buy a lot of setup equipment. We'll talk about equipment. We're going to talk about the purpose. We'll talk about how to gear up to do a podcasting show. In the first class, in the second class, we're going to talk about a podcasting exercise that we're going to ask everyone to do, which is something that everyone should know, my life story. And the second and third episodes, we're going to talk about editing techniques using Audacity to get the podcast to sound as good as possible. In this podcast, Later on, I'm going to play some excerpts that I recorded live at the Newcomer Expo on the 14th, and you're going to hear poor quality. That's because we were in an open room, a lot of people talking, some people talking close enough to the mic to hear them, some people standing back too far. Some of the conversations are quite interesting. I actually recorded about 3 hours worth of material, and I think I cut it down to 8 or 9 minutes. It's worth listening to. Something else that I'm working on here in the Villages is a new software system for clubs. We call it the club management system. The club management system is divided into 3 parts. The first part is a contact management system that runs on a Windows PC, so you can keep track of the names and addresses, phone numbers, cell numbers, email addresses of everyone in your club. You can keep track of their dues payments. And the second component of the club management system is a payment system using Stripe to collect credit card and billing, to do the billing, to create invoices. And then the third part of the system includes a direct access to a constant contact type of a email blasting system called Mailgun, which provides everything that Constant Contact does, but at a much lower cost. Club management system isn't exactly cheap, but it does everything that a club here in the Villages might want to do. We even included a website system which can interface with the CRM component, so that people who wanted to just view the website, look at the calendar, that is also available. When we were designing the system, we were thinking about membership retention and engagement. If you're having trouble with your club and you want to engage the members, increase the size of the club, operate more efficiently, and stop pulling out your hair when you have to send out an email to all of your members, we do have a solution. And if you're interested, you can send me an email at mike@rothvoice.com. One of the reasons that I've been a little bit late in getting this week's episode out is because I've been traveling. I went up to New Hampshire to attend my granddaughter Monica's wedding to Jacob Levi. And it was a great experience. Most of the family got together, and weather was perfect, and we all had a good time. Unfortunately, it kept me out of the Villages for 5 or 6 days. Now I'd like to play an excerpt of the 3 hours that we spent at the Newcomer Expo. First person that you're going to hear from is Pam Henry, who is a director at the Villages Recreation Department. How you doing, Pam?
Good, how are you?
Good. Welcome to the Open Forum in the Villages podcast.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not.
You're not going to say a word?
Not going to say a word.
Well, you can say hello at least.
I can say hello. I'm from the Recreation and Parks Department, and you know what?
What?
There is so much going on. If you're bored, that's your problem.
Gee, how many clubs are you up to now?
Oh, I don't even count anymore. It's over 3,000.
I thought it was over 3,300.
It's pretty close to that.
Yeah?
And adding every day, every time we
Every
open
day?
a facility.
That's
Get
good.
them going.
That's good.
We're here for you residents.
Great. Thanks a lot, Pam.
Have a great day, Mike.
You too. That's in Minnesota?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought it said New Hampshire. We were just
Oh,
in New
that's where
Hampshire.
you're from, New Hampshire?
We were there last week.
Oh, isn't it gorgeous there?
Oh, yeah. Nice
we
trees.
We used to go there every summer to York Beach, Maine.
Okay.
Maine, but
yeah.
my aunts lived in New Hampshire.
Let's see. Where did you grow up?
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
And how long have you lived down here in the villages?
1 week.
1 week.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing you have to do is learn how to do a podcast. Okay, give her a podcasting for beginners course. Okay, give her one.
What is it?
It's a podcasting course. Okay, we can.
Not my story. What? That's a cool idea. I'm still hoping. Yeah, that would be my podcast. Right, I know my girlfriend, she listens to podcasts all day long.
You know, they're great. They're great for driving. They're great for while you're exercising.
House cleaning. She does it all the time.
Right. It's simpler than listening to an audible book because an audible book might average 10 hours.
Right.
And, our podcast average is 20 minutes.
Right.
And
go on like YouTube and watch. His name is Wang. He does the craziest stories he tells. I mean, some of them are perverted, some of them are just crazy. He's got over 1 million subscribers.
it goes to show. I don't tell you.
Last year he made 485,000.
Yeah, on YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah.
See, this isn't YouTube.
No, I know, podcasting.
The podcasting is audio only.
Right.
Okay, and it's a lot easier than the podcasting world.
And you do a podcast yourself?
Yeah.
I can't find it, but he's got plaques, a silver plaque, a gold plaque.
Well, there are a lot
Do
of.
you make money? Like, do podcasts make money? Like,
Some of them do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get advertisers. You can have subscriptions. I don't suggest that you look at it when you start out as a business. But it's fun, and you can tell the stories that you want to tell.
Right.
You can tell your family stories. You have any kids?
No.
No.
Is that
We're recording now.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's a live stereo microphone. What part of New York are you from, Richard?
Queens.
Queens. Okay, yeah.
You know it?
Of course, I grew up in East Flatbush, Canarsie. 30 and 30.
Because I worked in the end of the L line. I was a track worker for the subway, so I
You tightened the bolts, huh?
did a slab, did a lot of stuff. But I was the last stop there on Rockaway Parkway. That's what I reported over there. There's a yard on Glenwood Road.
I have a friend here in the villages who was a subway motorman.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Good, how are you? Oh, you know what? I listen to them. I don't know if I'd ever want to do my own though.
Well, the question is, do you have any story that you want to tell about yourself or your life to your grandchildren or great-grandchildren?
Yeah. And I admire people that do that. I like listening to other people's stories for sure.
When you're starting from ground zero, you're not going to be a pro.
Yeah.
But what we're going to do is get people up and running.
Okay.
With the right equipment, doing it the right way.
All right. Well, I'll keep you in mind.
Take a flyer then.
What's that? Not that I can tell. The statutes of limitation have not run out yet. See, I can't say that either. If you need my picture, you got to go down to the post office to get it. How's that? See, you're old enough to remember that. I say that to young people, and they look at me like, huh? Facebook. What the heck? What's that? Not a Facebook. Not. No. I can barely use the phone or the computer. I can barely use the phone thing on the computer in my pocket. Yeah, so. I was a fireman in a school. That's a boiler operator. Yeah. Yeah. Firemen start fires. Firefighters extinguish them.
So it's 6 after 11, and now there are 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 prospective Enrichment Academy people in the room.
No, we have bought a property in there. And you're the organizer. Okay, so hold on. I'm going to she called you, right?
That's great.
Okay, hold on. Okay, this call's for you. It's
Since 2015.
Oh, okay.
7 years.
7 years. You're an old timer.
No, we came down as a group here about 15
Yeah.
and we were just going to sit here it was.
Where are you from?
Yes.
Michigan. Just north of Detroit, St. Clair Shores. Born in Detroit, where at?
Yes.
Yeah, west side. Okay, yeah. I used to live in Detroit. I lived on the west side. Here in Ashton, right off the Southfield Service Drive. Yeah. And I lived on the east side of Detroit, on East 1. Yeah.
Remember, our next episode will air live next Friday at 9 a.m., or should I say pre-recorded, but that's when it'll be released on our regular subscriptions. Bonus subscribers can get early access to episodes. Should you want to become a sponsor of the show, contact me at mikeroth@rothvoice.com. If you know someone that you think should be on the show, send me an email at mike@rothvoice.com. I want to thank everyone for listening to the show. The content of the show is copyright by Roth Voice 2022, all rights reserved.